Hello, my name is Greg Reveles. I'm the founder of Renor Dynamics Incorporated, Alexandria, Virginia. We're talking about how to clean and preserve a wood deck. So now we've selected our material to protect the wood deck. We've selected an oil-based wood preservative. What is the first thing you want to do with your preservative? Obviously, you open the container, and then I'm going to use a drill with a paddle to mix it up real good. After mixing it up, then you want to pour it through a fine mesh strainer. What this does is this just filters out any solids that might become clogging to your pump garden sprayer, which we're then going to pump onto the floor mostly. The reason you use a pump garden sprayer is that it enables you to get a lot of product down in a hurry. Also, using the pump garden sprayer will enable you to get into the nooks and crannies a little bit easier. But usually I first try to start with the railings and the balusters. It's the most tedious part, and while you're fresh and it's early and you've got a lot of patience left still, that's when you want to do, in my opinion, the hardest part. How do you do that? Usually a combination of brushing or with a roller screwed on the end of a handle, a wooden handle for example, enables you to roll it from the pan. You dip the roller into the pan, and then you want to make sure that you get all the sides. You're covering 4 sides of your balusters, your posts, and so forth. And then finally at the end you want to apply it to the top of the handrail. After going around and doing most or all of the handrails, then I recommend beginning on the flooring, starting on one end of the floor and just working with the grain, applying the product with your sprayer and your roller and your brush, working it in real good into the wood. Make sure that you get real good coverage. Be very generous in your application of the wood preservative. You want to put a lot on, allow it to soak in. Now, by the time you start on one end of the deck, as you work your way across to the other side of the deck, that'll take you some time. Anywhere from, let's say, a half an hour to an hour is sufficient time. If at the end of a half an hour to an hour, if there's still wetness, if you have ponding or puddling, then go ahead and roll that off. You want to work that in and roll that off. You don't want to leave too much excess on the wood, because eventually over the course of a day or so it'll dry and get sticky and tacky, and you don't want to do that. As you're applying the protectant to the vertical balusters and the railings, they may drip on the floor. Just be conscious of that and work it with the brush. If you do have droplets that fall onto the flooring, take your brush or your roller and work them in right away. Otherwise, they'll actually leave evidence of where the drips have fallen, and it won't look as good at the end of the job. Minimize your steps. If you do need to walk on an area that you've already preserved or stained, be sure and take your brush or your roller and roll out your footprints right away. So now we've finished applying our wood preservative. The deck is looking great. I'm real happy about it. Let's talk about cleanup. What do you need to do for cleaning up? If you have an oil-based product, you're going to use mineral spirits. If it's a latex or water-based product, you're going to use water. But generally speaking, you want to take your brushes, your roller. Usually I just dispose of the roller or the brush. If it's an expensive brush or roller that you want to keep, then by all means, just be sure and clean them in the appropriate liquid. So now we have a nice clean deck that's been cleaned, it's been preserved and protected. You'll probably get about 2 or 3 to 4 years of good, honest protection before you have to do this again. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've learned and enjoyed the video.